Guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new here, my name is Bria. As you guys see in the title, I'm going to be telling you guys about how to pass the med surg. So let me just put a disclaimer out there that I didn't make a plus in med surg. No ma'am, I did not. I did pass though. The first semester I made a B. The second semester I made a B plus. So you guys are in nursing school, or you guys are about to be in nursing school, most program grading scale is different. So you can make like an 83 and it'll be a C plus. So with that C plus that I made, it really was probably like an 81 or 82. The first semester of med surg, it was difficult because I took it with pharm, and those two classes are both really hard and people really struggle in both of them. And the second semester, it was still hard because the second semester I just feel like they made it extra hard. I feel like they wanted us to fail basically, because I already talked about this in a previous vlog, but a lot of people fail. I don't know the percentage, but I know like probably like about 10 people who failed. That's just the people that I know. It was really hard, y'all. And for my program, we had to take the Ati Mastery Exam during med surg too. It's basically a nationwide exam that you have to take for certain classes. So we had to take one for pharm in the med surg class. I don't know why, but we had to do that. So a lot of people didn't do well on that, so that really like brought people's grade down to where they couldn't recover. I say all this to say that I ended up passing the class. I didn't like make A pluses on all the tests, but I did pass the class, and a lot of people didn't. So I think that I'm able to tell you guys like what I did to pass the class. So I have a little list here, and I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of tips that I use to do well on the class. Actually, to be honest, so the first part of med surg, because it was 2 semesters, so the first part I did really well on the test. Like I made probably like all B's on the test. The second med surg I didn't do that good. I feel like they just made it extra hard. I don't know what was going on in the second semester. In the second semester I wasn't even taking no other classes, so I don't know what was going on, but I just didn't do as well on the test, but I still ended up passing. So the first thing that I have is to study with a study group, and my advice on this is to, number one, study with people that either smarter than you or like about as smart as you. I know that sounds bad, but you have so much information that you need to know in a short amount of time. Especially me being in an accelerated program, and we have classes every 8 weeks. We literally have tests every other week, and then a week we don't have tests, we have quizzes or we have assignments, stuff like that. So you don't want to waste any time. So studying with somebody who don't know what they're doing, and you like teaching them, and just like where y'all don't know what's going on, even if like yourself you don't know what's going on, don't go to a study group and you don't know anything. At least know something. Another tip I have is, if you know that you're going to be talking to your friend all night, don't study with them the night before the test, because that's not smart. Like it's the night before the test, or even a weekend before the test. Don't be studying with your friends, because y'all just gonna laugh and talk the whole time. And I did study with my friends. I remember we studied, and it was beneficial a little bit, but after a while we just was talking, then we went to the mall, then we got something to eat, and then we got our eyebrows done. It was just a lot of free time that I could have been using studying, but we had a fun day that day. That was a fun day. So make sure that if you're going to be studying with somebody, then that it's beneficial. So if you are going to study with someone, make sure that you guys are quizzing each other and you guys are actually being productive. That's my main point of saying it, to form a study group, because it does help you actually remember the material a little bit better. I would study with this girl the night before the test. I'd be up all night, of course, before the test. Don't do that, but that's what I would do in the work. So I would stay up all night, and then maybe like around 12 I would study with the girl, or if I was starting to get tired I would study with her, to just keep me awake and to just review everything that I had already been through everything. By the time I went to go study with her, I had been through all the material, and it was like no more that I could do on my own. So I would study with her then, and then we would go over it again, and that really helped. So the next thing that I have is to a lot of times in nursing school, for me, the first test, I just don't know like what's gonna be on. I don't know where she's gonna get the questions from. I don't know like if she's gonna be getting the material for the PowerPoint, or I don't know if she's just gonna be getting random. First test, make sure to evaluate where the questions come from on the first test. So for example, do they come from the lectures that the teacher talks about? Do they come from the PowerPoint? Do they come from the textbook? Do they come from, I don't know, the ATI book? ATI is another book that they have for each class. They have an ATI book, and then you'll probably have to get the regular textbook. So look on the test and see like, oh, this was on the PowerPoint. And then you'll remember to go over the PowerPoint more often. And you know, stuff like that. A lot of times you just don't know. But for when I took it, basically we had to memorize the whole textbook. It would give us points to review, and it would be like little topics. I would make little study guides on it. So if you guys want a video on how I make study guides from the textbooks, then leave a comment down below, because those really help. And I make study guides from the textbook in every single class, and I've learned that that really helps me. I didn't do it one time and I did terrible. Having a little packet of like maybe like 15-20 pages is way easier than going in a textbook and flipping through the chapters trying to find the topics that you need to focus on. So much easier, just have it right there. You can make little notes aside of it, still use your textbook, but making study guides from the textbook is really beneficial, y'all. So the next thing that I have is to do flashcards and Quizlet. So for example, they will, at a lot of the times they ask you clinical manifestations, nursing interventions, and patient teaching, which also goes under nursing intervention. So those are really the three things that they'll ask you about the most. For example, so what I would use the flashcards and Quizlet. I don't use Quizlet, but I know a lot of people do use Quizlet because they don't want to use the flashcards. So if you guys don't like the flashcards, you could do this with Quizlet. So for the clinical manifestations, and this is in all classes, not just med-surg. So for the clinical manifestations, I would put all the signs, and clinical manifestations are signs and symptoms, y'all. If y'all don't know, it means signs and symptoms. So I would literally put like all the signs and symptoms on the flashcards and go through the flashcards, because on the test they'll ask you what's the clinical manifestations of diabetes type 1, and it might be select all that apply, and it'll be one answer on there that you're not sure about. You don't pick it, or you do pick it and you get the question wrong. That's where they get you at, y'all. So it's important to memorize the signs and symptoms, and the best way I feel like you can do that is to have it on the flashcards. You can constantly be looking at it and going through, and not just sit there for an hour and do it, but I'm talking about like during your free time. The more you see it, the more you'll be able to memorize it. So take it on a treadmill, take it on the bus, while you're walking, whatever. If you're sitting on the couch during a commercial break, I don't know how you have time to watch TV, but if you have time, then you can take out the flashcards and you just go through them and stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff that I would put on the flashcards, or like how to diagnose this disease and stuff like that. I would put that on a flashcard. I wouldn't like put a whole paragraph on a flashcard. I would put little bullet points. And I know for sure that clinical manifestations is always on the exam. Try to go through everything that you can. I have on here and memorize everything you can, but that doesn't really sound like efficient, because in nursing school you want to read to understand, but a lot of times you are going to have to memorize a lot of things, because sometimes you don't have time to understand every sentence and every point in the book, because just sometimes you don't, like, you want to try your best to understand everything and to know the whys to everything, but sometimes you just gonna have to memorize some stuff. I just try to like read to remember. I don't like to just skim through the textbook and just don't remember what I just read. So that's what I mean by like try to remember everything that you go through. Like try to remember. Don't just read it. When you're reading it, make sure it sticks in your brain, like literally. So read the text and then be like, let me remember this, and then it'll work out. I'm telling you guys, the thing that I have is to start about a week early before the test to study. some people may want to study maybe 2 weeks ahead, but to be honest, well, in my program we had tests every other week. I would do like a week before, to be honest, and it just depends on my work schedule and stuff like that, like how soon before I would study. But for me, usually it was a week, and I would do like 3 days before the exam. I would probably be in the library for 12 hours from open to close, be in the library all day, all night, at least 3 days. I would give myself 3 full days, like maybe 4 hours every day for a week, not including those 3 days. So that's pretty much what I did to pass. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions or if something wasn't clear, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know what classes you're taking. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.